Jori Gelt kívánok, hogy vagy? Well, well, well into another day. It's after 8 o'clock, so theoretically, I think people walking the streets of Budapest after 8 o'clock are usually saying "Yonaput, Teshik, Teshik." Teshik means, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Teshik is kind of like, "What do you want?" You know, you walk down the street and in Budapest or anywhere else in Hungary for that matter, and or you walk into a store, and they'll say Teshik, Teshik. You walk up to the meat counter, Teshik. What do you want? I think that's the translation. I'm not sure, but anyway, it's a start of another morning, and there's always something on my mind to one extent, or another, but hmm, that's good. But there's always something on my mind to one extent or another. I woke up early this morning, and I got online and I started chatting with a this woman that I met from India that's doing work for me. And I know what everybody was thinking there for a minute. Everybody was just holding their breath, thinking, as soon as they heard this woman that I met, you know, everybody's thinking, oh no, another woman. But no, that's not the case. This is her name is Navpreet, 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 and she's from northern India, not too far from the border of Pakistan. And interestingly enough, her English is she speaks English quite well, and just need to figure out the her microphone situation so we can verbally talk with voice. But I woke up this morning to have her tell me that she finished this project where somebody can go to my website, look at a coupon. There'll be a big button that says text to phone. It'll say text to phone. Who's online here? Correct. Okay. Thank you, Atal. Atal. Is it Atal? The E is like an ah, right? Atal. Atal. Maybe it's Atal. Atal or Atal. Something like that. I know the E is like Dayak, Dayak Tad, Tad, Ter, Tad, Dayak Tad. But but anyway, um, but yeah, so people can go to the website, click on a coupon, and or open up a coupon. There'll be a button text to phone and type in a phone number, and then we got to validate the phone number to make sure it is a mobile phone number, and then they hit send once the number is validated, and then you get a text message with a link to the offer. And anyway, so I've been working with her, and this morning I asked her. I said, "How'd you like a full-time job? How'd you like to work for me for 32 to 40 hours a week?" And figuring out the time difference. There's I don't know what the time difference is. The time difference is something like 10 hours or something like that. But anyway, we will we will see. One of the biggest challenges that I've had with my website is that my websites are so well coded. Uh, they're so well coded that there's links. For example, if you go to Google, for those of you out there that are techie inclined, if you go to Google in the search bar, you type in SITE colon www.abcautocare.com. So you just prefix the www with the word site, SITE, and a colon, and that'll tell you how many pages are indexed in a website. Okay, so you'll have with ABC Auto Care, there's something like 1,200 pages that are indexed. You have every vehicle manufacturer, every model of like Ford Taurus and BMW, whatever. So my websites are so well so well structured that you get these people out there that write these programs called bots, and they're computerized programs, and they'll go and they'll crawl the internet. They'll hit a web page and then they'll start following the links. And for whatever reason, they're looking. Some of them are looking for vulnerabilities in your website to try to get in and bring your website down. Other bots are just scanning your website for content, looking for content, and that's called scraping. And then you have other programs like Google that scans your website so they can index it in their search results. And you want to be indexed in the Google search results. But but the challenge that I have is that every time one of my web pages, every time a page in my website loads or gets called from the server, if you will, there's several connections to the database that are made. It's like a light switch, connect, disconnect, connect, disconnect, connect, disconnect. And with every connection, you're pulling data from the database and populating the web page. Well, what happens, and I'm getting way too technical and probably losing a lot of people, but basically what happens is, let's just say that I have 100 websites and each website has 1,000 pages. Well, that's 100,000 pages. And let's say at any given time, 8 of those websites are being crawled by some type of a bot. Well, what happens is all of my websites at the same time use the same database. And the challenge that I have is that occasionally, not too often, thank God, but occasionally, too many connections to the database breaks the database. And if the database gets broken, the websites come down, all the websites. And it doesn't happen, again, it doesn't happen all the time, but you don't want it to happen ever. One time is too many times with it happening. So anyway, I long story short is I just tasked the Navpreet is her name. That's a nice name, Navpreet. I just tasked Navpreet to write a program that detects who's knocking on the door. If is it Google? Is it Google, or is it somebody pretending to be Google? Or what have you. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to alter the content, so to speak. If it's Google that's knocking on the door, I'm going to give them the full gamut of all the links that they can crawl. If it's not Google, then I'm not going to give them the full link. So anyway, it's an ongoing cat and mouse game. Ever since I started learning web design, it's really an ongoing cat and mouse game. But anyway, enough of all of that. 1 week from today, I'll have my bag packed. Well, I won't have a bag packed because I'm too frugal to take to pay for a carry-on or checked-in bag. But anyway, 1 week from today, I'll have my pockets stuffed. Maybe that's a better word. Remember the video I did, Dennis the Menace? I'll have my pockets stuffed with stuff to catch the flight back up to Cleveland and do my New England leg of my summer journey, or autumn journey, if you will. And I got to tell you, I'm looking forward to it. I like being at home. I like being stable. I like being, what is the word, stable or situated in one spot. I like being situated in one spot, if only because I'm a hell of a lot more productive. Definitely a lot more productive. When you're traveling, there's always distractions, like a refrigerator that won't work, or something, finding a place to camp, and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, so yeah, I will be on the road, and I'm not sure if Rosanna is gonna join me or not. And you know what? I got to tell you that meeting Rosanna kind of threw me a curve, because I like her. I like Rosanna. Rosanna and I have been we've seen each other several times now, and she is she's fun. You know, she's a fun, definitely a lot of fun. And the more time I spend with her, the more the more I appreciate her and like her. You know, so the big challenge with that whole situation is my propensity to travel. You know, how I like to travel. And you just have to go and look at my YouTube channel and see all the places and all the time that I've been traveling, and to just take that away, for the purpose of a long-term relationship, is it's something that I struggle with, because traveling is what I do. It's who I am. And but on the flip side of that, I'm no different than anyone else. Whereas I want, a loving, caring relationship. So it's just kind of trying to find a way to balance that. So anyway, but Rosanna sent me some pictures yesterday of her home. And she told me that she's kind of I don't know if she used the word neat freak or whatever, but she keeps a nice home. And that's what she was telling me. And yesterday she sent me some pictures of her home, her living room, her kitchen, and her bedroom and what have you. And absolutely gorgeous, absolutely just gorgeous, absolutely just spotless, and very, very nice, which is a further representation of herself, the type of person that she is. And um and anyway, so we will see. I was talking to her last night about the doing the whole YouTube thing, and I was telling her, I said, if you're going to go down the path of doing YouTube, I said, it can suck you in really fast. Doing YouTube it can suck you in really fast, where your life isn't full, private anymore, so to speak. Depending on the extent that you do your videos. I mean, my life is very public. But I told her, I said, you need to be conscientious. Maybe not initially, but as you proceed down the path of doing videos, I said, you need to be conscientious that there are people out there that are mentally challenged. I don't like to say the word crazy. I don't like to say the word crazy, Looney Tunes, whatever, but mentally challenged. Mentally, to one extent or another, I think we're all mentally challenged. But I was telling her that there are people out there, that have various mental health issues, and you got to be conscientious of that when you're doing videos. I said, you don't necessarily want to jump on a public venue like YouTube and say, hello world, here I am, and let them know. Just basically, I told her, I said, just if you watch some of my videos, it's a perfect example of what not to do. I said, just watch my videos and then do the opposite. Okay. And then you should be okay. Just don't do what I do. Don't try this at home. Don't try this in your home. But, and then I was also telling her, what's your underlying motivation? You need to be honest with yourself. Why do you want to do the videos? What is the ultimate underlying motivation? Is it money? Is it money? You think you're going to get rich, doing videos? Because, the people that make tons of money, buckets of money on YouTube, it's not that it's impossible, but it's few and far between. I make $500 or $600 a month on my videos, which there's nothing to sneeze at. I mean, that basically covers my homeowners dues. My homeowners dues are about $550 Is it something like that? It's $2,000 a quarter. So divide 2,000 by three. It's about, wow, $650 or something a month. But anyway, so is money, the underlying motivation for you? Is it that you want to be famous? Do you want to be famous? Is that the underlying thing? Or do you just want to have fun? Do you just want to have fun? And I said, if it's money or if it's fame, you need to be realistic. You need to be realistic in any expectations and not have, false hopes. I said, it's the saying that I like is, reach for the sky, but keep your feet planted on the ground. I love that saying. Reach for the sky, but keep your feet planted on the ground. And that's what I've been doing over the years is reaching for the sky, but keeping my feet planted on the ground. And I laugh because another thought came into my head that I'll share with you in a moment. But anyway, money or fame, it's not something that's going to happen overnight. And if it does happen, you'll be the exception and not the norm. If it's just about having fun, if it's just about having fun, then go for it. Have a blast. My underlying motivations for doing videos, as I said over the years, the travel videos are just effortless, and they bring joy and happiness to people, and they serve as a way for me to remember places that I've been, things that I've done, people that I've met, and all the while share that with people. And they don't take a whole hell of a lot of effort. The videos that I do, they just don't take a whole hell of a lot of effort. Maybe it's because I've gotten to the point, that I've been doing them so long. Anytime you do something for a while, you're going to get better at it, more times than not. But but I keep thinking about this thought that's going through my mind with regarding Rosanna. But anyway, the other things, these morning thought videos that I do are rather quite interesting. As far as I'm still a little bit undecided as to what motivates me to do these morning thought videos. Is it the desire to take the edge off the loneliness? If I had a, if I were in a home instead of a house, I mean, a house is just me. If I'm here, it's just a house. If I have somebody in the house with me, then it's a home. But if I had somebody with me, would I have the inclination or the desire or the tendency to stand in the kitchen in my bathroom and share my thoughts with the world, such as I do, or would I not? So perhaps these videos they serve the purpose of taking the edge off of loneliness a little bit. The other thing is just it's the engagement. It's the engagement with a lot of you out there that I've come to know through YouTube, and some of you I've actually met in person. But anyway, so hmm, that's all. Oksana, I don't know what your situation is, but I'm coming over into New England. I think you said you're in Connecticut, and I don't know how far Connecticut is from Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, what have you. But if there's a way that it'd be fun to meet you, it'd be fun to sit and at the very least have a coffee and a chat with you. We wouldn't have to do anything on YouTube or anything like that. But regardless, it would be fun to meet you. I'm sure. But anyway, so the thing that I keep laughing at is when I first met Rosanna, she made it very clear to me, that she likes fine dining and high heels. Fine dining and high heels. She's a cultured woman, which nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with appreciating the finer things in life. But I myself, being somewhat of a frugal guy, I'm not necessarily the fine dining and high heels. I never could get used to wearing high heels. I just couldn't learn how to walk in them. But uh, but the fine dining and the high heels, that's not me. I'm more the cargo pants stuffed with stuff that I can get on the plane, and the camper type sleeping in parking lots, than the fine dining and the high heels. But anyway, I keep yesterday I was teasing Rosanna because she met me at this bar or this pub restaurant, whatever you want to call it. And it was anything but fine dining and high heels. She was wearing sandals and shorts, and I was just teasing her. I said, "See," I said, this is what you get with me." I said, "The sandals and the thing," and she's just kind of making faces. And I said, I think you've got a real dilemma on your hands." I said, "It's it's because I dote over her. I dote over her with affection." Um, and she likes that about me. I'm just all affection toward her. I make no, I don't hold back in bestowing my affection on her. The holding her and the kisses and the nice, saying the nice little things, that women, appreciate hearing. And I say the nice little things with all the sincerity in my heart. I really do. I really, really adore her, and she likes it. She likes I think she likes. She appreciates the affection, the PDAs, the public display of affection, and what have you. I think that she really appreciates it and enjoys it and likes it. And I don't know that a lot of other men are as outwardly affectionate and outwardly or capable or inclined to be able to share and express their feelings, such as I am. I've never had a problem with that. I've never had a problem expressing my feelings and sharing my feelings. And some guys will, they'll internalize those feelings. They'll internalize the those feelings. But I was joking with Rosanna yesterday. I was telling her, I said, "Rosanna," I said, "Boy, what a dilemma." I said, "You're used to the high heels, the fine dining, and the no affection or little affection, and the sandals and the shorts, and a ton of affection." I said, "What are you going to choose? Are you going to choose the fine dining and the high heels with the little to no affection? Or are you going to choose the sandals and the shorts and lots of affection?" But anyway, I'm just teasing it. It doesn't have to be one or the other. And hmm, there was that restaurant, it's interesting when you like somebody, you want to do nice things. And I told her yesterday, I said, before I leave back for Ohio to get my camper, I said, "I want to take you to that restaurant you like, your favorite restaurant, the Continental." I said, "We'll go to the Continental for for dinner one night and dress up, and you can wear your high heels and your dress and what have you. And we'll go have some fine dining." But anyway, I want to take her there. I want her to know, that I think the world of her and think that she's special. So, and she is. So anyway, it's interesting. The people have such a hard time expressing their feelings and their thoughts. And for those of you that watch these videos, when's the last time you told your significant other, sincerely, and looked them in the eye and said, "I love you to death. I can't imagine life without you. You are my, you are my purpose." Something to those extent. People don't communicate their feelings that often. or a lot of people don't, I should say. But some people have the ability to do that, while others they can't quite say a simple "I love you." You know, my dad used to say that all the time. My dad used to say, my dad used to say that all the time. He would know somebody all of 10 minutes, you know, all of 10 minutes. Maybe not 10 minutes, maybe an hour or something like that. And, and my dad would never have a problem telling somebody he loved them. He would just never have a problem. And I used to wonder, just how sincere he was with that. I used to wonder, he would say that to people that he had have just recently met, and and I used to wonder, I used to question the sincerity of the of him saying that, and and now that he's gone, and I think back and as the type of man that he was, um, I'm pretty confident that whenever he would tell somebody that he loved them, he meant it. That was the kind of guy that he was. He was just that special of a man that if he told somebody that he loved them, you know. And I think maybe there's a difference. I don't know if it's possible, but there may be a difference between loving somebody and being in love with somebody. Being in love with somebody and loving somebody. Loving somebody, I think, is just you're at a point where you just really have special feelings for that person. You just have strong, special feelings for that person, and you can't and you can't necessarily you can't necessarily uh, limit those special feelings towards one gender or another. I mean, I have clients of mine that I don't hesitate at all to say, boy, I love you to death. I love you to death. There's a guy, the guy that I stayed with, Ronnie, who lets me keep my camper in his warehouse, who takes care of his mom. I love him to death. He's such a wonderful, wonderful person. I love Ronnie to death, and I'm not in love with Ronnie. No, let's just clarify that. I don't want Skip Smith spreading rumors. Speaking of Skip Smith, I love Skip Smith to death. I love Sue. I love those people, and there's a difference between loving somebody and being in love with somebody. And I told that to Rosanna the other day because I have such in such a short time that I've known her, I've developed so much appreciation and so much affection towards her that I really care about her. I love Rosanna. I love Rosanna, and I told her that the other day, and I clarified it. I clarified the communication, but I told her, I said, boy, I can't look at you without saying that wanting to say that that I love you, and that is and I put that into the right. I clarified that with her. I said, listen, I said, we just met each other. I said, I understand there's a difference between being in love with somebody and loving somebody. So when I tell you that I can't look at you without wanting to tell you I love you, it's not it's not saying that I'm in love with you. It's not that. So you need to clarify, and you need to clarify that, but at the same time, not suppress, not suppress your emotions and your feelings that you're feeling with somebody. And anyway, I don't know where I picked that trait up, wanting wanting to learn that. Though I'll be honest with you that I must talk to my mom 2 or 3 times a week, on the phone, and it's shame on me for I don't know the last time that I told my mom I loved her, but that's a that's something I'll have to change. And I think my mom watches these videos. And Mom, if you do watch these videos that I do, I love you to I love you to death. So anyway, I need to get on with my day. I see some comments, so many different kinds of love in this world. It never hurts to care. And Hungarian, okay, so I'm seeing some of these different messages, and Melissa's on the line. And Melissa, I love you to death as well. I love you to death, Melissa. Oh, goodness gracious. Melissa, for those of you watching, Melissa is my Georgia peach. Melissa's my Georgia peach, and she drove down here all the way from Fort Myers to meet my dad and myself. But if you watch the video, a tribute, the Ernest Hall tribute, if you do that search, Ernest Hall tribute, there's a clip in there of Melissa greeting my dad with a big hug, and my dad giving her some flowers and then showing her the family picture and what have you. But with all that being said, I need to get on with my day. I have so much work to do. But anyway, let's see what the question of the day is. Got some nice classical music playing. Wonder if Rosanna likes classical music. I don't know. Anyway, Alexa, what's the question of the day?
Good morning. Here is today's question of the day. The topic is geography. It is worth 7 points. Which mountain peak is the highest in North America? You can choose from A, Mount St. Helens, B, Mount Whitney, C, Pico de Orizaba, or D, Denali.
What is Mount Whitney?
I didn't catch that. Choose from the following: A, Mount St. Helens, B, Mount Whitney, C, Pico de Orizaba, or D, Denali.
What is Mount Whitney?
Great guess. The correct answer was D, Denali.
Denali.
Previously known as Mount McKinley. Denali is the
I should have known that. If they had said Mount McKinley, then I would have known. I guess they changed it from Mount McKinley to Denali, probably because the person McKinley was probably a slave owner or something like that, But anyway, have a great day, okay? And in closing, let me just say I love you all. All right, take good care. Atal, you're another person that I would love to sit and have coffee with. If I came to Stockholm, I think you're in Stockholm. If I came to Stockholm, would you show me around and and sit and have a coffee with me? A cave, not a coffee, a cave. Okay, a facete cave, or facete cave es kate katu edeshitu, something like that. All right, take good care. Bye bye.